is called a dock drop. I'm going to take the product, load it into my pickup truck, bring a pallet, shrink wrap, and tape with me, and then I'm going to build the pallet at the FedEx yard so they can load it onto a truck with a forklift and get it over to our Wisconsin warehouse. This is going to cost me way less than shipping via UPS or FedEx. In fact, it's only going to cost me about $200 to ship 500 pounds of product. If I took this to the UPS store, it would probably cost me $1,500. If you're anything like me and manufacturing out of your garage, this will be a game-changing tip. Let's go. The first thing I gotta do is load 10 cases into the pickup truck. This is probably the most self-explanatory part. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself. There was one time where I was pushing these cases into the back of the truck like this, and I slipped and I landed on my ribs. It took weeks to recover from that injury. Not cool. Only 8 more boxes to go. We sure save a lot of money when we make the product at home. This is a low value task, creating the product and shipping it. Something that you could arguably pay somebody $15 an hour to do. That's why we want to get it off our plate as soon as possible. But in the essence of being nimble, quick, and iterating, we need to do it ourselves, especially in the beginning. Plus, when manufacturers see when you're busting your butt and that you know what you're doing, they take you a little bit more serious. It's very different than if you're just trying to drop ship or white label something. We've got 10 cases in here. Let's get them arranged nice and neat. The next thing I'm gonna grab is my tape gun and my shrink wrapper. I got both of these things from Uline. You can get them on Amazon as well. It just makes wrapping up the pallet easy and it keeps everything together. And I'll show you how these come into play as soon as we get to the FedEx yard. Now, if you take a look around the side of my house, you'll see a whole gang of pallets. And that's because I get stuff delivered on pallets, but I can't get stuff shipped out on pallets. So I'm gonna grab one of these pallets and I'm gonna load it up into the pickup truck. That way I'll have something to build the shipment on. If you're curious, these pallets are about 40 bucks a piece. They're easy to sell on Craigslist. I could totally do that, but I think I'm gonna end up giving them to the FedEx yard because they've been so good to me. This'll work. We're gonna bring a few more with us for good measure, just so that we can get rid of them. And my wife will be very happy with me. All right, let's get these pallets loaded up in the truck and head over to the FedEx yard. I think the other two are gonna go nicely just right on top. The last thing that we need is our bill of lading. That's what we're gonna give to the staff at the FedEx yard that has all the information of our shipment. We're gonna sign this copy. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. We also need another set of paperwork, and that is the labels for the actual shipment itself. And you have to put one label on each side. That's 4 sides plus a top. So you need 5 of these. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is my printer. This is our bill of lading. This is what we give to the FedEx people. And these are the pallet labels. There are 5 of them in total, and they are gonna go on the pallet themselves. This is why I'm bringing the tape gun. Let's go. We've got our 4 pallets, we've got our boxes. Let's head over to the FedEx yard to get these shipped out. You ready to go, buddy? Oh yeah, let's get out of here, huh? Who's your good boy? This is Bear Bear.
We're headed over to the FedEx yard and we are going to drop a pallet off on their shipping dock. That's why we're bringing the boxes and the pallet with us, so we can build it there. This does a couple of things. What it does is it prevents us from needing a forklift. It prevents us from needing something that can move a 500-pound pallet, and it prevents us from having to get everything picked up at my house, which is not really an option because trucks don't want to drive up my street. It's too small, it's too steep, and I don't have a way to haul a 500-pound pallet up my steep driveway. It's just not going to work. Pallet jacks were made for flat ground, and I don't have flat ground. There is this kind of weird limbo zone between making 1,000 units a month and 10,000 units a month, and that's where we're at currently. Our manufacturer is going to be taking over here very shortly, and they're producing 10,000 units at a time, and they're going to ship directly to the warehouse for us. But to not go out of stock and to keep the Amazon flywheel going and to keep Shopify going, but I'm still making about 1,000 units a week at my house. I'm okay with it because I know it's not forever, and I also know that it's what's required. And regardless of how I feel, the business requires us to make products so we can get it to our customers on time. That's how we stay alive. That's how the business keeps the lights on. So if I have to go above and beyond, make some product in the garage at nighttime after the kids go to sleep, and do crazy things like this so be it. I'll do it because it's what the business needs to survive. And as the business owner, as the operator, it's up to me. No one's coming to save me. You know what I'm saying? I'm backing into a loading dock at the FedEx receiving yard, exactly where all the big trucks would back up to. So I can unload the pallet and get it all set up. But before I unload the pallet, I need to go inside and have a conversation with Marcella.
All right, we've got our paperwork. We've parked over here at the dock. I'm gonna head inside to the front office right over there and have a conversation with him. I'll bring you with me. Hey, Marcella.
Hey, how's it going?
Good afternoon. All right, so dock drop is a thing. I got it right. That was like the main thing I was trying to figure out if I was using the right terminology.
Yeah, so when you drop it off, it's dock drop. When you pick it up, it's a will call.
Okay, so picking up is will call, dock drop is when you're dropping it off. And then you need two things. You need the labels for the pallet, one on each side, all four sides and the top. And then we need the BOL or the bill of lading to give to Marcella so that she can make sure everybody gets the stuff and arranges it. And that's really it, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Here, I have the labels that are gonna go on the pallet, and then we have the bill of lading, and I'm gonna give this to Marcella, and she's gonna take care of the rest. Everything was taken care of. No problems at all. It was great to see him again. I asked if I could record them and ask him some questions, but they're not comfortable being on camera, and I think that's totally okay. Because there was a point in my life where I was not comfortable either. But let me show you what we got going on here. Here's the truck. We backed it up into the dock. I'm gonna take this stuff and load it up on here and get it all dialed in so they can grab a forklift, put it on a truck, and get it shipped out to Wisconsin. Let's get it done. There's 3 and 4. Time to start loading up some boxes. The truck is unloaded. The pallet is stacked. We did 2 rows of 5 on here. You can see it's just on the edge of the pallet. Let me show you how to wrap it all up. The first thing that we need to do to prep this pallet is to get it all wrapped up to make sure it's not gonna go anywhere. Then we're gonna tape our labels onto the pallet with our tape gun, and we'll be good to go. The first thing I like to do is take this shrink wrap, do a couple overhand knots, and get it attached to the pallet. Tie it together, and that is secure enough for a pallet shipment. This stuff is indoors. It's not gonna be out in the elements, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Next, we're gonna grab our label, and we're gonna stick them on right here. So we got a piece of tape. Stick it on, stick it on. One more for good measure. Now I'm gonna do that on all the other sides. We are done. The pallet is complete. Let me show you what it looks like. You'll see the labels on all 5 sides. You'll see it's stacked too high. And this is what the pallet looks like overall. They'll be able to get some forks in there for the forklift, put it on a truck, and this will be on its way to Wisconsin. This right here is called a dock drop. If you want to ship your stuff out of a place like this, make sure you Google FedEx Freight, not FedEx Ground. 2 very different parts of the same company. I'm gonna go say thanks to the people inside, let them know that I dropped off a few extra pallets for them. I'll see you in just a sec. Yes, let's go. Bear, you ready to go? All right, let's get you out of here, pup.
That was awesome. The folks at FedEx are just the best. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Marcelo.
If you want to do a dock drop
and drop off a pallet plus merchandise at a FedEx freight yard, make sure you Google FedEx Freight and not FedEx Ground. There's a ton of these places all over the country, and I don't want you to make the same mistake I did, which is showing up with a pallet at a FedEx Ground place and them saying, we don't do that here. We only do packages. There aren't that many of us who are between 1 million and 10 million. And in my opinion, that is the grind. That's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to get Scorch Market to 8 figures. I'm desperately trying to become the person capable of managing and operating a $10 million a year business. And that starts by first getting to $1 million a year. That jump from 6 figures to 7 figures is arguably the hardest one to make. But lucky for you, I'm quite good at it. And that's why I've put together a program called the Operator Academy. Thanks for putting up with the filming, but I appreciate you. You're a good sport. He comes everywhere with me. Everybody gets a boat down. We're back. Success. We did it. We made it home. Truck is empty. The warehouse is going to get our packages. And I couldn't be more pleased that I got to bring you along for the ride with me. If this kind of stuff vibes with you, DM me on Instagram. I'd love to be your friend. Otherwise, check out this video next.
It will bring you a ton of value.